In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to kickstart your filmmaking journey with equipment that will not make you sell your family land. We'll be delving into some sub $500 or 500K filmmaking equipment that would allow you to be able to make some professional, good-looking videos and will also be friendly to your wallet. First up is camera. We can't really talk about filmmaking without the camera. While there are higher end cameras that cost quite a lot of money, there are some fantastic options that you can get for relatively cheaper and would still, deliver impressive video quality. Cameras like the Canon M50, Panasonic Lumix G7, and the Sony Alpha 6000. In fact, I still use a Sony Alpha 6300. There is a A6100 and then there's a A6300. So not that far from the A6000, and there are definitely others, but these three are quite popular and highly regarded for their low price and good quality image. And some of these cameras also feature 4K video recording, which is awesome. Interchangeable lenses, which is great, so you are not stuck with the kit lens. You can always, in future, when you have a little extra money, you can always buy a better lens to give you even better images. And they also have autofocus systems, so for vlogging, on camera videos like this, or maybe you do some action, sports, wildlife, autofocus is definitely a must for you. And so all in all, they are excellent choices for beginners. And so now that you have a camera, you need a lens to go with it. The cameras I just mentioned, they usually come with a kit lens, so that's a good starting point. But if you have a little extra cash to spare, you can always now look at some affordable yet quality lenses that would even make the quality of your video even better. Some options would be the Yongnuo 50mm f1.8 or the Rokinon 35mm f1.4. They're prime lenses, so they have wider apertures, they're sharper, they're generally sharper. With the Rokinons, be careful not to film with them wide open. So for example, the Rokinon is a f1.4 lens. You don't want to be filming at f1.4, you want to be filming at about 2.0. f1.4, your images will be they won't be sharp, they'll have a lot of aberration and all of that. Just something to know. These lenses, they have wide apertures, so that allows you to create some nice shallow depth of field, kind of like what I have here. You can see I'm in focus and the background is blurry. That's the shallow depth of field that makes it look cinematic. It also have bokeh. You can see the way the light is looking because it's out of focus. We call that bokeh. So it also gives some really nice bokeh and gives an overall cinematic image, and this is something you might not get with your traditional kit lens. But something to be aware of is that some of these prime lenses, for example the Rokinon, autofocus won't work, so you would have to set your autofocus and make sure you don't move to back and forth so you don't go out of focus. If you like this content, please take a moment to subscribe and drop a comment. Thank you. And next up is tripod. Even with an expensive camera and expensive lens, if your footage is too shaky, nobody will be able to watch it. So steady shots are very essential, to having that professional clean look. And the most basic and standard way to achieve a steady shot is by putting your camera on a tripod. If you don't know what a tripod is, those three-legged things that you usually see cameramen putting their that's a tripod. A good affordable example is the newer professional video tripod. But I mean, when it comes to tripods, there are so many brands out there at different price points. What you simply need to pay attention to is the weight of your camera. Make sure that the tripod is strong enough to carry your camera, not the kind of tripod that you put your camera and then somebody can just do and the tripod will fall. Joshua. So make sure that your tripod is strong enough to hold your camera safely. You did spend money on that camera and that lens. And then the head, we call it a fluid head. Make sure that when you're panning, like when you're moving your camera left to right, or when you're tilting, when you're moving your camera up and down, it's smooth. Tripods with its fluid head, it's smooth. But tripods that don't have a fluid head, which are mostly photography tripods, because a photographer does not need to be panning smooth, you notice that those ones are a bit jerky when they're turning. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I mean, for something like this, you're not panning or anything, so if what you can afford is a photography tripod, I mean, by all means, please get it. Don't cheap out on your tripod. It might seem expensive and you're like, oh, it's just a tripod, why am I spending this amount of money? Trust me, that tripod will last you for years. The tripod that I'm using right now, I have had this tripod for probably 8 years and I'm still using it till to date. Yet cameras have come and gone, but your tripod will always remain sharing with you, it is a long-term investment, so don't cheap out. Now let's look at audio. Audio is 50% of your video. I cannot emphasize it enough. You may be shooting with a Sony Venice 2 and Alexa 65 with Cook lenses. My dear, if the audio is bad, nobody will be able to watch your video. So quality audio is as vital as your visual. Don't depend on the microphone that is on the camera. I think I'm going to switch to it now so that you can hear what the mic on the camera sounds like. And now I'm going to switch to the lav mic that is here. You can see the difference. All right, so don't depend on that audio. Have an external source of audio. If you cannot get a cheap lapel mic like this, a good option is the Rode Video Micro, but if that seems to be too expensive for you, you can look into the Boya BY MM1 universal blah 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 blah. I think it's like 30k on Jumia or something like that. So yeah, the Rode Video Micro is a good option. The Boya is a good option. It attaches on top of your camera and it helps to eliminate some of the background noises, and the quality is definitely better than the one straight on your camera. Next up is lighting. Proper lighting is crucial to creating a professional look for your videos. All right, your camera needs light. Maybe you get the kind of village when you come from, maybe they see for night. Your camera is not like you. Your camera needs light, okay? And you don't even need to go out and buy a video light in the beginning. One of the best sources of light that's available for everybody and is for free is the sun. So all you need to do is, if you're doing something like this, just move whatever it is that you're filming next to a window. All right, it's natural, it's soft, it's bright, and it's going to be so much better than filming inside a room away from the window. And just like with cameras, there are some high-end, really expensive lights, and the more you get into lighting, the more you see why those lights are expensive like that. But there are also some budget options as well. Again, Niwa has some good affordable lights, and the quality of their lights are also decent. There is the Niwa 660 LED video light kit. Just like with tripods, there's so many lights with so many different brands. A tip I will give you, although now we're moving into a more professional side of things, when it comes to light, if it is a video light, it will be written somewhere on the body or on the pack. You want to look out for something called CRI. The ultimate number for CRI is 100. I mean, tungsten lights are 100. The closer the CRI number of your light is to 100, the better the light would be. It doesn't mean that if the light you now find that it's rating at maybe CRI 91 or 92, that's not good. You can still use it. What you now need to be careful about is using that light in combination with other lights, because that is when the negative sides of that light will come out. But if that is the only light you're using, you'll be able to get away with it. And then last but most certainly not least is editing software. After filming, you have to bring everything that you filmed together and piece it into something that is presentable and engaging for your audience. And this is where your video really comes to life. All right, anybody can go out and shoot, but not everybody can piece it together in a good and engaging way. Now we have free and even low-cost editing software out there. Software like DaVinci Resolve, HitFilm Express. They offer a wide range of editing tools, and there are probably even more that offer free versions and all of that, but these are just a few. And there are excellent choices for beginners. My personal recommendation would be HitFilm. Try HitFilm Express. DaVinci Resolve is actually a very powerful software, even used by professionals. But the thing is, if you're a beginner, the user interface might seem a bit intimidating to you, and the software can be demanding in terms of the editing system that it can work with, like the specs of your system. So as much as DaVinci is a great option, I would not recommend it to you if you're a beginner. HitFilm Express is an excellent choice. Check it out. See which one you like. See which one the user interface seems to work well for you. They all have amazing and great tools for editing. Check it out on YouTube. There's a lot of video tutorials on how to use this software. So get to really know your software, and that will just really help you in creating the best possible videos that you can make. All right, if this video has been helpful to you, do subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, leave a comment. If you have a question or you have a suggestion, please leave a comment. Check out the other videos on my channel. They're a wealth of knowledge. You might also be interested in the video where I spoke about how to make professional videos using your phone. So don't feel like you have to necessarily buy a camera. You can actually still make some professional looking videos with your phone. So definitely check out that video and check out other videos on the channel. It's a wealth of knowledge, and I will see you next time.